QS Racing. We're in the game.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Nestled deeply in the Pennsylvania mountains, there's a racetrack known as the Tricky Triangle. It's the perfect venue for the trick or treat. It's going to be a trick or treat for 12 drivers now. We've eliminated it down for round 2 of the playoffs. QSR Simulations Next Gen Cup Series action from Pocono. Welcome in, everybody. I'm your host, Bradley Cooper. Been with you all season long. Of course, our camera packs provided here tonight by Dougie Beard. And the QSR 225 Halloween weekend. This is a Friday on the 31st. We're going to be dressing up. But this week, these cars are dressed up. And looking at the points, only 12 drivers are actually in this thing and have an opportunity. But you can look back here with Mitchell Costner, 21 points out. We eliminated Brent Allen, Al Likens, Christian Ruck-Regal, and Dylan Picklesheimer after last week's race at Talladega. But here tonight, it's more of a technical circuit. 3 different corners, 3 different straightaway lengths. Pocono, notorious for fighting at least one portion of this racetrack. You will not be perfect in all 3 segments of this place. And setting a car up here, very difficult. Turns 1, 14 degrees of banking. Turn 2, 8 degrees of this tunnel turn, and it's a flat, long, left-handed sweeping turn for the final corner before you hit the front stretch. And it's the longest front stretch in North America, opened March 1st, 1969 in Long Pond, Pennsylvania. 2.5 miles around this place. It is big. rivaling that of Daytona and Talladega. The top speeds also going to rival that here tonight. Well over 190 miles per hour before these drivers sweep into turn 1, and we'll see draft be a factor throughout the race. Taking a look at the schedule, we're winding it down, the round of 12 here with, of course, Pocono here tonight, Texas Motor Speedway, the next one that will be coming up. And then it's on to the round of 8, starting off with another technical circuit at Watkins Glen, Chicagoland Speedway, and finally, that championship night at Kansas. Race analysis coming up on your screen. 90 laps here tonight, 55 miles per hour on the pit road speed limit. Easy to speed onto, but not a hard pit road to get in and out of. Nice and wide and flat. It's going to be coming off of turn 3. As long as you don't come in too fast and lock up those tires, you should be okay to get in and out of this one. The pit lane is wide. The pit stalls are wide. Shouldn't have much issue with that. 3 tire sets available. That's the management that we're going to talk about here. If we have cautions, if this is a hard race with 100% fuel, I would expect these guys to be able to make this in one stop. But if we have a lot of cautions, it could come down to fuel strategy, tire sets, etc. And, you know, with the longer tracks like Michigan, like Auto Club and Pocono, it can become a fuel strategy race. So these drivers will have to keep that in mind. Stage at lap 27 will guarantee a caution that these drivers will come down pit road. But from there on out for 90 laps, I think we'll be right in that window of about a 35 lap run where drivers will come in and take fuel and tires. With that, though, it's time to take you trackside. You can get that grid up on the screen. Starting on the top spot here tonight, it's Finley Fitzsimmons, a 53.086, almost a tenth faster. The 88 on the top spot, next to Jesse Gordon in the number 10. Row number 2 belongs to Johnny DePasquale. Nicholas Caldwell will start in the 4th position. He's had success here in the past. Wyatt Walker will start in 5th with Christian Ruck-Riegel in the 6th position. Davis Greenwell and Jason Blaney in row number 4. And rounding out that top 10, it's Galen Wunsch. Tristan Pena in the 50 will start in 10. Ryan Philbrick, Austin Thomas. Good to see Austin Thomas back out on the racetrack. Missed it there, but made the top 12. He'll start in the 12th position. Al Likens and Alan Dobbs. Alan Dobbs a little bit deep here, mid-pack for the 54. That's your points leader coming into tonight. It's the QSR CEO, Quentin Stewart, going to start in the 15th position. Justin Clapper, also good to have him back out on the racetrack. He'll start in the 16th position. Then it's Tony Burlington, John Walker in 18th. Then you go back here to Nathan Line, Dylan Picklesheimer. One more car to talk about on this grid. It's going to be Ethan Wisnowski in the number 5, electing not to take a time. Look at all of the Halloween-themed machines out here on the racetrack. 21 cars, the round of 12. 3 corners, 2.5 miles. Here we go for 90 laps, live from Pocono. QSR Next Gen Cup Series on V-Speed. Beautiful camera angles here by Dougie Beard to start this one off. Jesse Gordon with the lead. 10 car, 1 position gain. He'll lead lap number 1. Nicholas Caldwell has already gained 2 spots. And remember, the 11 actually touching the wall there coming out of turn 1. And he's going to lose a little bit of ground to Christian Ruck-Riegel. Riegel not able to get to the outside. The 11 of Caldwell winning here last season. It was Alan Dobbs, the teammate that he was chasing down for most of that race, but an issue there with the 54. The 11 able to take the win. And showing that same speed here tonight. Riding on board with the number 11. ...195 miles per hour into turn 1. You can see the 110 trying to break that draft. Had a change for position in third spot. As you watch Jason Blaney now driving up. 5 positions gained already for the driver of the number 22. He could be a factor here in this short stint for the stage. Then we have almost 3 wide back here with your pole sitter falling back to 5th spot. Problems there for Fitzsimmons at the beginning of this race. Coming out of the tunnel turn on lap number 1. Now trying to get his way back up there. Tristan Pena on the outside as they come down the front stretch. And there was a lot of 3 wide on the initial start of this race. Turn 2, not really a place that you want to do that. It get very difficult to get through there. So we'll look off the back end of Jesse Gordon still breaking that draft. Half a second advantage going into turn 2. But right here, this exit wall of turn 2 sneaks up on you quickly. You do not want to be 3 wide. It's very difficult. And you end up losing a lot of speed trying to come out low. If you're that guy on the bottom, you're most likely going to lose ground. But it closes up quickly. Tristan Pena able to get around Christian Rodrigo. And Fitzsimmons, your pole sitter now to the inside for the top 5. Dylan Picklesheimer, Justin Clapper. We'll get a look at some of these cars and the Halloween theme that they're running tonight. There's a look at Clapper. I'd say I like the green. I like the accents. Nicely done. Halloween Havoc on the hood. Another car that was on this racetrack that is Halloween themed here tonight. Christian Rodrigo is going to lose the spot now to Fitzsimmons coming off of turn 3. Fitzsimmons clears. This is more of an alien themed car than anything. They're out there. We're not alone. So plenty of paint schemes out here. We'll be cycling through this all night long. One of these cars was basically a pumpkin theme. There's Stark Industries. Number 99, Quentin Stewart. Six laps in. And already settling out single file. Contact! It's Galen Wunsch. We're going to stay green, but heavy contact going out of the exit of 2. Let's look back on a replay. It's the 06 of Philbrick. Moves up the racetrack. It's into him. And I believe that was the 35 of Austin Thomas, who had nowhere to go here. Take a quick on board with the 35. Just hard to react to that in time. Our car's already trying to hit that apex and exit that corner. You're on throttle, and as soon as you push that pedal down, someone gets loose in front of you. It's hard to respond in time. You're putting that power down. Car's already pushing towards the outside wall. You've already set up that exit. So you can't blame Austin Thomas for getting into Wunsch there with that contact between the 199 and the 06 of Philbrick, setting that off. Philbrick still up in 8th. Wunsch falls back to 17th position. He just lost about 9 spots there. Jesse Gordon, still your leader by about half a second as we come by for lap number 8. Stage at lap 27. 100% fuel, should be able to make it all the way to that stage. Would not predict any of these drivers to try the undercut strategy, unless maybe you're like Galen Wunsch, you want to make up some of those spots, get back to the top 10. That could be a gamble. Davis Greenwell not having a good night. He's back in 19th. There's the pumpkin-themed One and Goons machine. So it might be one of those situations where if you're the 20 car, undercut the strategy, but he does have a little bit of damage on this machine, so right front fender pushed in a little bit. Austin Thomas, Dylan Picklesheimer. Picklesheimer made a mistake here, it looked like. Going into turn 1, there was a change for positions. Not sure if it was Thomas or Picklesheimer. But the 35 is going to get back to the inside down the Long Pond straightaway. Now through the tunnel turn, not able to complete that pass. Difficult to do. And now taking it on board with your points leader, Picklesheimer to the inside. This is on board with Dobbs. He's going to give a bump to the back of the 9. Trying to catch up to Philbrick. We'll get to the outside through 1 and 2. Pushes way up the racetrack, though. He's going to have to lift out of the throttle. That's going to allow Austin Thomas to the inside. As I said in the pre-race, it is very difficult to get all 3 corners just right. More often than not, you're only going to be good in 2 of these corners overall. So you want to try to exploit that and then mitigate the mistakes. A lot of drivers have problems with turn 2, turn 3, that flat corner, trying to get the exit. That one sets up the entire front stretch. And you don't want to be bad at the exit of turn 3. It can make and break you for a mile and a half. Turn 1 can be difficult. You're on the brakes. We'll ride back on board with Jesse Gordon, maintaining about half a second. Coming up on some lap traffic here. I believe this is the 5 of Ethan Wisnowski just in front. You can see them all single filed out all the way around this place. And I believe Wisnowski trying to look like a Denny Hamlin paint tonight. Probably surreal for the 11 of Nicholas Caldwell to pass his own paint scheme. But navigating that lap traffic, Caldwell and Blaney about to go on battle for the 2nd position. Blaney had a really good lap time that last time by. Picked up almost 0.2 of a second. We're starting to accordion back together a little bit here for the top 3. On board with Blaney. Still on the exit here. Not able to capitalize on that last lap. But still trimming down that deficit. It's 0.2 of a second. Dirty air going to start becoming a factor, especially in these flat portions of the racetrack. You can hear him kind of oscillating the throttle, trying to get that car to steer and pushing out wide. Almost tagged the wall. But he's going to maintain 0.2 and try to chase. This is going to wear out those tires, though. You see these drivers snaking back and forth, trying to break that draft. That can actually create tire wear, especially on the right front. You keep the heat in these tires, but to a certain extent it starts to create premature wear and can become a factor. Drivers that like to cut the tri-ovals at some tracks, that can wear out the tires a little bit sooner than you want it to. It is advantageous. Definitely don't want to cut the dog leg on this racetrack. If you get below that yellow line, you're probably going to find the outside wall. Fitzsimmons back on offense, up to 4th position. Good recovery, But unfortunate here, after starting on the pole, wasn't able to lead the lap. Still a lot of work to do. Fitzsimmons happy there's a stage break. A reel back in Jesse Gordon and Nicholas Caldwell. Jesse Gordon, not so much in a must-win situation. 1 point out here from the cutoff mark coming into tonight. This stage would probably put him in the top 8. If he can get this stage win, should be able to help him going into Texas. But still a lot of racing left to be done. And, you know, stage win's one thing, a race win's another. Leading the most laps. All these bonus points throughout the season, they add up, they tally up. And for the overall final 4, you want to get as many of these bonus points as you possibly can for that final week. The guy that has the most of them here tonight, sitting back in 11th. A day for all of these drivers to capitalize and try to put as much ground between them and Alan Dobbs as possible. Picklesheimer down pit road. Halfway through the stage, he's going to bring it in. Looks like the 9 of Picklesheimer might be done for the night. Had a speeding penalty on pit road, black flag, and he's done. So an unscheduled issue there. Al Likens also out of this event. We'll take you back here to what might have happened to Ethan Wisnowski. I'm not exactly sure. He had brought it out of pit road. This was prior to that issue. So I don't know if Wisnowski hit the wall. But he's all the way back. He'll end up gaining a couple positions with this. But he's a lap down. He will be the free pass position. I don't think these drivers are going to put anyone else a lap down before the stage break, so that should be okay for Wisnowski, but he's got some right front damage. Luckily for him, it takes over 2.5 minutes to pace around this racetrack. Should be plenty of time to get that car fixed back up. Starting to see that car push a little bit for the 10 of Jesse Gordon. Of Nicholas Caldwell, Jason Blaney still within half a second. But it's Fitzsimmons who's gained a ton of ground. He was back in 7th position at one point. Had about a 2-second gap back from Blaney. He shaved that down now to just 4.5 tenths. He's going to be a factor here. We might have a 4-way battle for the lead in just a moment. Last time by, you'll see it on the left-hand side of your screen. He's about a 10th faster than Jesse Gordon. 2 tenths faster than Caldwell. And running the fastest lap times of this top 10 right now. The 88 on the move. Tristan Pena has company with Christian Ruck-Regal. So Pena trying to hold up on the top 5 for this stage. He too is in a situation in points here tonight. Pena right above the cutoff mark. And with Jesse Gordon being up front, leading all these laps, possibly going to get the stage win, Pena can fall below that mark. And it could make it even worse if Rodrigo's able to get by. A non-playoff contender now for the 33. Gonna mix it up here. Johnny DePasquale, second in points. Big leaps and bounds with that victory. Was able to get that win last week at Talladega. Put himself in a better situation, and he's going to try to make a pass on Rodrigo here as they come off the corner. Not able to do so out of the exit of turn 2. We'll have 7 laps left in stage 1 when Jesse Gordon crosses the stripe. He'll be coming out of turn 3 in just a moment's time. And if you're hungry for more oval action here on B-Speed, we just went live with our other producer for No Limit Racing League. That's a Dirt B-Mods. You can check that out. Our producer, Alex Gagnon, and Scott Shive on the commentary. Be the first race of the season at Cedar Lake. Also have Goat Locker live right now. Tune into all of that here on V-Speed. Hit that subscribe button. You'll never miss a single race. Stage 1 wrapping up, and Jesse Gordon starting to pull back away. Last time by, a 53.647. He was the fastest car on the racetrack. Clean air dividends. Managing that gap and a little bit of aero block in those flat portions of the racetrack, I think helping this 10 car keep the 11 at bay. Jason Blaney not able to get around him. Fitzsimmons has kind of went stagnant at about 2/10. He hasn't been able to do much with it. So I think dirty air, a major factor here tonight at the Tricky Triangle. Johnny DePasquale really tight coming off of turn 2. He got to the inside of Rodrigo again here. Is it going to be enough? Coming off of turn 2, it's still not able to get that pass completed. Fitzsimmons going to look for a moment there. I thought he had the run, had the lift out of the throttle. Thought he was going to make the pass on the 22 of Blaney. You watch this top 4 coming off of turn 1. It is spread out tremendously. Biggest the lead's been all day today. Stretching it out to 0.7 of a second. Gordon continuing to keep this race clean and green. And if you want to get technical, one lead change from that pole sitter in the 88 of Fitzsimmons, who's all over the back bumper of Jason Blaney. Not a lot going on this racetrack right now. Alan Dobbs hanging on to the top 10. He is in a stage points position. He has Wyatt Walker half a second behind, and it's 2.7 seconds as now we watch this pass for third. Here comes Fitzsimmons. Finally, an opportunity, and they'll make contact into turn 2. Blaney leans on him, and they might run out of racetrack. It's going to take a send into turn 3 to complete this pass. There you see it all the way to the bottom. Will we see a crossover down the front stretch? Really loose for the 88. They make contact. Fitzsimmons almost loses the back end. Blaney straightens him back out. Close call there. You can see right there, Fitzsimmons just gets really loose in front of Blaney. I think trying to keep it down there on aero block on the 22. A close call for Fitzsimmons. That could have been a race ending right there. It's not a spot in the racetrack you want to get turned around. Handsome save there from the 88 to keep it going. And he lost all that ground, and it's 2 to go to the stage. Most likely not going to have another opportunity on Jason Blaney. And based off the numbers we're seeing, last time by Gordon, the fastest again in the top spots. Blaney actually picks it up a little bit. He's about 400ths faster. But Gordon in that clean air, pulling away from Nicholas Caldwell. It was 2/10 the last time by. 53.929 for Nicholas Caldwell. He has the pace to maintain second position. And again, go back to that dirty air. I think it's just going to be really difficult. How hard do you want to push your stuff? It could be allow that cushion and then go chase him down later in this race. Coming by for the white flag one more time around for stage number 1. It's Jesse Gordon in the 110. And as long as nothing catastrophic happens, it'll be caution free all the way to lap 27. And Gordon will have led every single one of those laps. Executing exactly the way he needed to, coming in 9th in points. And this stage win should catapult him back to the top 8. They'll have the additional laps led for the stage break caution. But off of turn 3 for lap 28 coming up. Jesse Gordon in the number 110. Back to the top 8 in points. Jesse Gordon, stage 1 winner. Top 10 on the left-hand side of your screen. With Nicholas Caldwell getting second spot. There's Jason Blaney, Fitzsimmons. We talked a lot about those drivers. Pena able to get back to 5th position. Johnny DePasquale able to get around Christian Ruck-Riegel. Ruck-Riegel not in this top 12 in the playoffs. Philbrick out of this as well. There's Austin Thomas and Alan Dobbs, the last of this, to get stage points for the top 8 drivers. This is what you wanted. And Gordon happy about the result, but we have to rack him back up. Catching up to the pace car this time around. So it's going to be 4 tires and a full tank of Sunoco race fuel. Not a doubt in my mind that these cars virtually need every drop they can get. This is going to become a fuel strategy race. I have a feeling based off of what we saw, as long as we can keep it clean, it's that initial start, the first 2 laps or so where the chaos ensues. You have a lot of guys trying to go for position. It's difficult to pass, obviously, here tonight, so they're going to try to get them when they can. And sometimes, up against your better judgment, you take it 3 wide into the tunnel turn. We saw that at the start. Fitzsimmons got the worst end of that, fell back to 4th. You had some other drivers that fell out of that. There was contact between Ruck-Riegel and, I believe, going back to the 06 of Philbrick, and then off that corner with the 35 of Austin Thomas, picking up a little bit of damage on that as well. But now it's time to hang up the idea of speed. If you're outside this top 10, finishing stage 1, The idea and the mindset should be, what can I do differently than the leaders to have an advantage? You don't want to undercut too much here. Tires, of course, going to be a factor in the long run. But I think undercutting 1 or 2 laps could put you in a better situation. If guys like Quentin Stewart in 13th position right now, maybe going back to Davis Greenwell, who needs to have a good night tonight, I think an undercut of 1 or 2 laps could give you enough of an advantage. It's going to save you probably a full second once we start hitting pit road. It will come back to you, though. So you have to conserve those tires as we come down for our first round of pit stops. Jesse Gordon slips the box. This could bring an advantage, but the 11 slipped his as well. We could see a new leader here with the 22 of Blaney. Let's see where he's at, and if he missed his box, 2 drivers sliding through. Blaney down and away. It's going to be close here, but I think the 110 is going to hold on to the lead. Just barely. The race off pit road, the 110's got it. Johnny DePasquale is going to make a few passes here. Work his way up to 3rd. Excellent stop for the 1 car. So there you have it. 1 caution for the stage. Jesse Gordon's going to get it. We have more coverage to continue here. The QSR Next Gen Cup Series. You are watching the QSR 225 at the Tricky Triangle. Back with more coverage on V-Speed in just a moment.
JS Racing. We're in the game.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to our coverage. Stage number 2 just took the green flag back underway with Jesse Gordon leading it, and going into turn 1, we're seeing some 3 wide action. Johnny DePasquale made up a lot of positions on his pit stop, but now he's in a hornet's nest down the backstretch. Stage 1 winner being contested. Blaney to the inside. They make contact. And here comes Fitzsimmons back to the lead. Coming out of turn 2. 3 wide for the lead. Fitzsimmons from sideways. The 110. Jesse Gordon. Pena in the wall. And the yellow flag is going to fly on lap 32. We knew this was a factor with these restarts. And Tristan Pena is going to get the worst end of it. Not what he needed here today. You see right here, there's going to be contact with Blaney. And the 10 of Gordon. 88 of Fitzsimmons is going to sneak up through the middle. Take over the top spot. But then Pena sends it on the inside of the 10. And everybody drifts into the corner. Deepest Squally gets sideways in an unrelated deal to this. A lot going on. Let's take a look at it from our blimp camera. You can see everybody making contact from first all the way back to 10th position here. And watch Deepest Squally. He's going to make contact. I think it was Ruck Regal that got into the back of him. And Pena, oh man, that was a close call there. On board with Deepest Squally. It was actually Clapper, and I think Clapper got tagged to the inside as well. So I'm not sure who made contact with the 63 car. I think it was Burlington on the inside. I'll watch this one more time, see if I can get a better angle, a better look at this. It was the 35 actually that got into him. And it was just a light touch. I don't think it was deliberate. I think they were just leaning on each other into the entry. It was enough to get Clapper up the racetrack and set off kind of a domino effect back there with the 1. But the 50 of Tristan Pena down pit road trying to get this car repaired. He'll have plenty of time to do so. But a caution flag flying very early. And you also have the 10 of Jesse Gordon on pit road trying to get his damage repaired. He also had outside wall contact. So after that success in stage 1, he's going to be back here in around the 15th position. It's Fitzsimmons back to the top spot here for this next restart. He's only led 2 laps, was not able to lead any laps in the first stage. He tried to get back to the top 3, had some problems, some contact with the 22. Was able to take full advantage of Jason Blaney and Jesse Gordon making contact out of the tunnel turn back to the top position for the jockey 88. Mr. Clapper also on pit road with Nathan Line. Ethan Wisnowski still trying to get his car fixed back up. 2 cars off the racetrack with Al Likens and Dylan Picklesheimer. We still have 19 cars out here. 34 laps in, approaching that halfway mark at Pocono. We're going to take another quick break here. I know Pocono, a long time to get around this place at over 2.5 minutes. But we're going to go on standby, side by side here for QSR Simulations.
Racing. We're in the game.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back here to our live coverage. Finley Fitzsimmons taking the green flag. We've had two cautions here within quick succession. One for that stage break and another one for the multi-cart incident. Several different incidents happening with your stage one winner involved and Jesse Gordon. We also had the one of Johnny DePasquale, the 63 of Justin Clapper. A lot of these cars came down pit road for repairs, but Fitzsimmons out to a lead. Yeah, Jason Blaney just behind with Nicholas Caldwell, your top three. Philbrick, Walker, Dobbs moving up to sixth position in the background here. There's the 54 to the inside of Austin Thomas, trying to make a pass. Complete for P6. Dobbs starting all the way back in 14th. He's worked his way up here, but I think the factor of him getting just 10th position in stage one was a lot to do with dirty air. We talked about it there in the top four a lot. Nobody able to complete a pass. We have three wide back here with Ruck Regal. DePasquale back to the inside. Will they complete it out of turns two here? This is actually out of turn three. Just barely tagged the wall there. Dobbs able to get around Thomas. DePasquale not able to clear Ruck Regal. Ruck Regal actually hit the wall pretty good coming off of turn three. He's going to hold on to that spot. So we'll take it on board with some of these drivers. We have Justin Clapper's onboard telemetry. Let's get a good look at this car. I'll take you a little bit side by side. Eye on the drivers, eye on the track. There's the telemetry for Clapper. A little bit out of the draft here from Pena. Had to get some damage fixed. Here's Jesse Gordon breathing down his neck going into turn one. Gordon going to get a really good run off the corner. He'll get to the inside of Clapper. But not a good enough run to complete the pass until we get to turn two. Clapper going to drive it in hard. Holds it up on the outside. And almost contact there. I think they did touch in the 10. Clapper not too happy about that. This is for 11th position. Car sideways in the background. That's Nathan Line. No caution. We're going to stay green. With the 38 all by himself coming off of turn three. Let's back this up. I don't know if he was trying to get to pit road. What exactly went wrong with the 38? We have Greenwell and the 5 of Wisnowski here. Wisnowski able to get back on the lead lap. There's contact there with Greenwell. The 20 got into the back of him. Line able to lock it up and keep that car facing the right direction. Let's take it on board here. Did he get loose? Did the 20 hit him? No. 38 just got loose all on his own there. Since then, Nathan Lyon ended up losing about 20 seconds on these cars, and it hasn't tamed down. With John Walker now in this mix, Nathan Lyon far out of this. Here comes the 20 to the inside of Wisnowski for 16th. Look back up front, it's pretty quiet. Alan Dobbs up to 5th, trying to catch up to Philbrick. Austin Thomas in 7th. Wyatt Walker, Christian Ruck Regal. On board with Austin Thomas. 2 wins on the season here so far for the 35. Started in 12th position, 5 spots gained. Decent points day and a decent situation coming into tonight. Austin Thomas 5th in points. Locks it up a little bit here though. Got a little bit sideways going into turn 1. He holds on to it. And in the dirty air of that 85, trying to find an advantage. Almost cost him. It will cost him a position, as his teammate Christian Ruck Regal will look through the tunnel turn here. No green screen Shia LaBeouf tonight for the 35, but he is having a handling issue. His car looks like it's a handful. Watch him here off of turn 3. Turning right to go left. He holds on to it. He's going to get arrow loose again into turn 1. Ruck Regal looking for 7th. Di Pasquale, who came off of pit road in the 3rd position after that stage break. He had gained about 3 or 4 spots there. But very quickly got freight train inside and outside. Back to 9th right now for the 1 car. Fitzsimmons, your leader, by about 7/8 of a second. He'll come by for lap 44, and that puts us just shy of the halfway break. It's a perfect opportunity here on V-Speed to find those volume knobs, find a noise complaint, open the windows, and make your neighbor angry. Let's crank it up. Presented by MSR Performance. That was Crank It Up, presented by MSR Performance, Mustard Seed Racing. Looking at a pass for the 4th position here as we come back to our live coverage. Alan Dobbs on the move from 14th position, now up to 4th. Continuing to pick him off. And this is kind of remnant of what we saw. This is a little deja vu from the last time we were at the Tricky Triangle. QSR Next Gen Cup Series, 3 seasons now. The 11 and 54. It might have been season 1. I might be wrong on that, but I can go back and confirm that the 11 and 54 at one of these seasons, at some point through all the history here at QSR, definitely raced each other hard in the closing laps, and it was a connection issue that took Alan Dobbs out of the race. Nicholas Caldwell ends up winning that event. And it set up a playoff contention for the Final 4, with Nicholas Caldwell getting that victory. Dobbs ultimately winning the championship, defending champion here in this next-gen stock car. With new names on the racetrack, things have changed. And Finley Fitzsimmons has shown some speed here tonight. Again, problems at the beginning, but he's ironed out the wrinkles and has a pretty commanding lead, maintaining that gap of about half a second that we saw in stage 1. It was Jesse Gordon who was doing it for 27 laps. Now the torch has been passed back to the pole sitter, and he's our only confirmed lead change of the night. Austin Thomas up to the 6th position. We had a car come down pit road. It's Wyatt Walker with a blown engine, and I believe a missed shift that took the 85 out of this race. So, tires being a factor in this one, but also downshifting and driving that line out of turn 3. I think this is where these drivers are actually downshifting to try to get that run off the corner. We'll actually take a telemetry ride with Fitzsimmons, and it sounds like maybe in turn 1 they're downshifting as well. Here's on board with the 88. Riding it all the way through 4th gear. And if you're in that draft, you might bump it up to 5th. You're definitely going to hit 5th gear down this straightaway at 190 plus miles per hour. Here we go. Wyatt Walker stuck on pit road with a blown engine. That's going to put Nathan Line back up to 18th. John Walker, 17th position. Quentin Stewart having a rough day. Heavy front end damage on this 99 car. Taken on board with him. But just not a good day for Stark Industries. And that car very tight. You can see it's affected the handling. He's not able to get that run off the corner. He's trying to get back up to Davis Greenwell. And John Walker will actually get to his inside there for just a moment. We'll look to the left-hand side of this chromed out 99. He's going to hit the wall. He's tight. Oh, hard hit to the wall. That one might have broke the right front suspension on the 99. I think he's okay. He was testing it, but that's a hard impact, and it's not making it handle any better. This is going to be a tough day for Quentin Stewart. While we were talking about that, the lead that was over half a second has been trimmed down. Jason Blaney has caught up to Finley Fitzsimmons. It's 2/10 for the top spot. Alan Dobbs got around Nicholas Caldwell. And the top three has changed hands again. Approaching pit stops within the next 5 to 10 laps. Most likely going to see cars come down at that 60 lap mark and put them right around that 30 to go line. It would be 30 laps on the stint. I think you split this run in half. But execution on and off pit road for this top 5 is going to be crucial. It could be race deciding. Fitzsimmons has to do perfect if he wants to maintain this lead. As Jason Blaney is within 2/10. And if I'm Blaney right now, I think I'm going to go 1 lap longer than Fitzsimmons. As we ride on board with the driver of the 22, we'll bring that points battle back up on your screen. Blaney right now in an excellent position. Fitzsimmons not playoff eligible here. Joined a little bit late into the season. I think it was about week number 5 when we saw the 88 the first time. But drivers like Tristan Pena having a rough day. Jesse Gordon had a great start. Now he's back into the top 10. Pena just behind him. So we run on board with Blaney. You can see he's 3rd in points. Plus 21 from the cutoff mark. And what we're seeing right now, no reason he won't go into Texas in the top 8. Austin Dowdy in the chat. Check in with some of those Turn 1 Tsunami cars. Ethan Wisnowski running currently in the 13th position. We also have Austin Thomas. Problems for him a little bit earlier in this race with contact. He has brought it down pit road now. Undercut on the strategy for the 35. And now you got to hope this race stays green. It was about 25 laps on the stint for him. And he'll come down pit road at lap 55. Ruck Regal in the 33. Currently running in the 7th position. And of course, you know the race leader, Finley Fitzsimmons. Jason Blaney ends up making a mistake. We're going to go back and take a look at what happened to the 22 here. So we back this up a little bit more. I think it was the turn 1 exit wall that got the 22. It's going to get a little bit tight here. Actually tags the apron, slides it up the racetrack. And loses 2 spots over it. Caldwell back to the top 3. Another car down pit road. It's actually a caution is out. It's Ruck Regal out of turn 2. And that hurts Austin Thomas here, I think. I don't think that Austin Thomas got pinned a lap down. The contact here between him and the 1 car. This is right in front of Jesse Gordon. They're all slipping and sliding. The 1 car actually makes contact. DePasquale right front destroyed. Pasquale was struggling all the way through turns 1 and 2, or actually in 1. You see that right front broken completely off. Watch it one more time from our blimp camera. I think thankfully for the 10 of Jesse Gordon, he had actually gotten loose coming off of turn 1. And that put him back far enough, I think, that he didn't get involved in that incident. But this shakes things up. With just about 30 to go, Finley Fitzsimmons was out to a decent enough lead. He now has Alan Dobbs, who won here, or led a lot of laps. Nicholas Caldwell, who won here just behind him. And restarts have been a 50-50 shot for Fitzsimmons so far. Can he make it 66% to the good with this next one? This is just about scheduled stops. They should be able to make it on fuel to the end from here. Down pit road. Into the stall for the 88 of Fitzsimmons. Perfect execution here. Right side's going on. Would not expect anything less than 4 tires from this entire field. And a full tank of Sunoco race fuel. Goodyear Eagles on the left side. Down and away for the 88. It was a drag race down, and it looks like the 54 of Alan Dobbs is going to take over a position. But it's Austin Thomas who stays out here. And he will be your leader with Dobbs, Fitzsimmons, Blaney, and Caldwell. Blaney able to get back around the 11 on execution of pit road. Austin Thomas, that just came into the pits a lap and a half before the problems there with Ruck Regal, Di Pasquale. They brought out our 3rd caution of the night. Davis Greenwell looking to get his free pass. He stayed out as well. And it'll be doubling back up in just a moment's time. While we have the opportunity, we're going to pull one of these drivers into the broadcast booth. It's turn 1 Tsunami's driver, Finley Fitzsimmons in the 88. I know we're getting doubled back up here, but these restarts have not been kind to you. It's been about a 50-50 shot. Do you think you can get the lead back here on this one?
We've got our teammate ahead of us, so it might get spicy. We might, we're going to try and work together on the restart. Yeah, the first one wasn't great. We just got swallowed up. I think we went down to like 6th or 7th. It wasn't great. But we managed to work our way back up to 4th for the stage and got lucky before the second one, so hopefully we can redo what we did last restart.
Yeah, it was a good jump there out of turn 2. You found yourself to the lead, and that clean air, it looks like that is the key to getting the position. Yeah. You have to get up front as quickly as possible.
100%. The clean air is king around here, track position. The dirty air is just horrible when you're behind. You just chew your tyres. My tyres were 30% better that stint than they were before the stage, so it makes a massive, massive difference. So we'll be searching for it.
Well, you got Austin Downey shouting you out in the chat there for turn 1 Tsunamis. Tough breaks for some of these guys here tonight. Hopefully you can put this thing in victory lane. Finley, before we let you go, anybody you want to shout out?
Of course, Turn 1 Tsunamis. Of course, brilliant team. Thank you for letting me in. Dowdy, of course, in the chat for shouting me out. And yeah, you guys for putting on a great broadcast. And sorry, I just got hit under caution there. Yeah, thank you to everyone for running the league and great racing so far. Let's end on a high.
All right, well, I'll get you back in the channel so you can time this one out. Good luck.
Thank you, brother.
All right, back here with Finley Fitzsimmons. Austin Thomas, the teammate he was talking about for this restart as we come out of turn 3. It will be 31 laps to go from the tricky triangle. Back underway. With 77.5 miles left. A move to the outside for the lead. Dobbs going to try to take it. Fitzsimmons to the inside. Dobbs really on the back bumper of the 35. They're going to come off of turn 1. Side by side for the lead again. Dobbs to the top spot for the first time today. Blaney going to make a move as well. Into turn 2. It's not over yet. This 22 has been bad fast on these restarts. Quentin Stewart parking it for tonight as well in the 99. Had heavy damage. So we watch a gap grow back here to the 3rd position. 30 laps left. Fitzsimmons back to 5th. Here comes Jesse Gordon, your stage 1 winner to the inside of Austin Thomas. He must have got enough of that damage repaired. The 10 car looking fast again. Cars in the wall in the background. That was Wunsch. The 50 of Pena. Sliding back and forth. Now has Burlington and Philbrick on the back porch. Still enough momentum to get inside of Wunsch. He'll complete that pass. Pena back up to 8th. Philbrick into turn 3 inside for the top 10. Burlington back to 11th. Way down low for the 06 coming off of turn 3. They'll hold on to it, but it could be all over. I think Alan Dobbs might just run away with this one. Lock himself in to the round of 8. It's now 2 laps led. Was able to get 10th place in stage 1. Secure day here for Blaney. Thankfully, Jesse Gordon able to recover. And the caution's out. Another issue on the racetrack. And I think it's John Walker coming off of turn 1. Somewhere down that straightaway. The 84 car. Doesn't look like he picked up any damage. This will be coming off of turn 1. 20 car of Greenwell behind. I don't know if the 84 gets loose on his own here. Car in the wall. It was line, and the 84 trying to avoid it. Ends up going sideways. Locks it down. Slight kiss with the wall. Man, 38 hit the wall hard. Almost stopped that car. Back this up one more time and watch. In real time, the 38 car of Nathan Line. I think a little net code between him and Wisnowski. We're going to watch this again with the 5. We watch the net code between these two cars. And that shakes it up again here from Pocono. A look at the Pocono Mountains in central Pennsylvania. The Tricky Triangle here on V-Speed. Don't go anywhere. We have more coverage to continue. QSR Simulations Next Gen in the round of 12. Race 1. Alan Dobbs, your leader. Back with more on V-Speed.
JS Racing. We're in the game.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
JS Racing. We're in the game.
I just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
Welcome back here to our coverage with about 15 or 25 actually laps to go. And Alan Dobbs taking the green flag. He has Jason Blaney to the inside. And there's more chaos on the restarts here again. Blaney going to take over the top spot. Got a really good run there off of turn one. He'll be to the inside through the tunnel turn. Can he complete this pass on Dobbs? He will. A push up the racetrack, perfectly executed. And a little arrow block on the 54. We'll take it into turn three, side by side. Jesse Gordon in the background. And this is what Blaney needs to do if he wants to win this race. Get the lead as early as possible. Caution's out. In the background, big wreck with Nathan Line. Deep Pasquale involved, I think, got a piece of it. And another yellow. Let's watch here and find out exactly who this was. It's actually the 5 of Wisnowski. Those drivers down low trying to avoid it. I think Galen Wunsch and Wisnowski come together off the exit of turn 3. Car outside there on the 199 got just to the right rear quarter. One more look at it. Yeah, the 5 not clear there. 199 had nowhere to go. It's a 5-car push up the racetrack a little bit here. And that will trigger another caution here at Pocono. 22 of Blaney took over the top spot. Executed a great pass coming off of turn 1 into turn 2. Got out to the clean air, and that's what he needs. A few cars coming down pit road. I think that's the 20. Some guys trying to get some damage repaired. This happened a couple times this season where I've wanted to take an opportunity and talk with Jason Blaney, but not currently in the broadcast booth. Not able to find him here. So we're going to bring up 101 Racing driver Jesse Gordon, who's in full recovery at this point. You won stage 1. Then we had a problem on a restart into turn 3. You fell all the way out of the top 15. Now you're back up on a podium position. It's been a bumpy day.
Yeah, it's really been up and down. Definitely unfortunate in turn 3 and got tagged and kind of turned in there, and I got wheel damage. Just been battling back. Haven't fully fixed my damage either, but been able to drive up here and keep my track position, and we'll see if I got anything for these guys if they get to battling. But with a wounded car, I mean, I'm looking at a top 3. I might have to just take it and settle, but I'll give it a shot if I can.
Based off the numbers, and this is rough estimate, but you were 1 point out of that cutoff mark, and with the stage win, I think that's going to put you up there. I know Tristan Pena is sitting in 7th, but I think you're okay, and if you finish this race out in the top 5, you should be looking pretty good for Texas.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking, is not to do anything stupid and get caught up and ruin my race. And if I'm able to, make my points and finish where I need to, which is up here, then I should be able to make it into the next round, hopefully.
We're going to have about 10 laps to go here, Jesse, before we go back green. Anybody that comes to mind that put this 10 car up front?
Yeah, just my team, 101 Racing, and my sponsors, Pink Cheek Stainless Salon, Amsoil, Greatest Tires, Davis Trenching, United Window Tint, Empire Motorsports and Wraps, and yeah, obviously you for putting on the broadcast too.
Jesse Gordon, we'll see you maybe in victory lane.
All right, thank you.
So a little bit wounded still for Jesse Gordon, but nonetheless, it's one of those races that he's trying to salvage the day and do his best. So we get set for another restart, your stage 1 winner. And a restart in 3rd. Jason Blaney took over the top spot. He will officially become our 4th lead change of the night. 5 cautions, one of those for a stage. We have about 25 miles left in this one. iRacing pace car going to get out of the way. Still 16 cars on the racetrack of the 21 that started. Ethan Wisnowski. Early exit. Quentin Stewart parked on pit road. Wyatt Walker, Al Likens, Dylan Picklesheimer. The last car on the racetrack, Nathan Line in 16th position. Some damaged cars back. 12th on back right now as we get set for another one. Here we go. Green flag back underway. 11 laps left. And a popped engine for the 84 in the background. A missed shift and the caution's out again. That's John Walker who just popped an engine on the front stretch. A missed shift here. And a heavy hit to the inside wall. Money shift here on the restart. And we start to approach overtime territory. Jason Blaney gonna lead some laps, and it's gonna get tougher and tougher for Alan Dobbs or Fitzsimmons, Gordon, anybody to pass him if we run out of laps. Less than 10 to go when we come back here on V-Speed. A lot happening here in the late race. It was clean for the first 27 laps of tonight. We've had a couple stints of green flag racing. We were just approaching green flag pit stops when another caution came out, and since then it's been one after another. A money shift there for this last one. And John Walker done for the day. That puts us at 15 cars left on the racetrack. Don't go anywhere though. More coverage to continue. Next Gen Cup Series action in just a moment.
JS Racing. We're in the game.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Back here live at Pocono. 7 laps to go when we go back green. Blaney on the top spot. Alan Dobbs, Billy Fitzsimmons. All drivers who have led some laps here today. Jesse Gordon, your stage 1 winner in 4th. The top 5 is stacked. Any one of these drivers could get a victory. They've proven that they can lead here at Pocono. But with just 7 to go, not a lot of time to do it. It's going to be Blaney for the green flag. Back underway in a match jump here with Alan Dobbs side by side at the stripe. And some battling, shuffling for position outside the top 5 going into 1. Laney down low. Dobbs going to get the run. The 10 sideways. He gets loose. The 11's around. Caldwell's going to bring out another yellow. And big problems out of turn 1 for the 10. He got really loose. And he almost threw away a solid day in the finish. But the 11 of Caldwell going to be back to 15th. And that might just take us to overtime. Watch the 10 of Gordon. He's going to get loose here on the outside of Fitzsimmons. Tags the wall. Nowhere for the 11 to go. Gordon ends up falling back to 7th, just behind Pena. But the 11 just had nowhere to go in this one. This is one of those moments where you start to feel like the intensity of the race had plateaued. We had a lead change during all of that. The 54 was able to get back around Jason Blaney by just 100th of a second as that caution flew. But attrition in these final 20 laps or so, as Nicholas Caldwell is now going to have damage. The 11 car is still on the racetrack. Going to have to bring it down pit road. A lot of drivers electing to come into pit. Hitting you down into the pits. He has damage. Gordon back in. Deep Pasquale. Nicholas Caldwell, obviously, after that hit with the wall. Alan Wunsch. I think Wunsch has been involved in almost everything here tonight. But another official lead change. Now brings it even with the caution count. 7 lead changes. And you can see the correlation with how hard it's been to pass here tonight. These yellows have created that situation. Every restart, you have to capitalize. Blaney was able to time it last time, but Dobbs did an excellent job staying to the outside. The art of not passing before that line. Dobbs did it quite well. Stayed all the way to the outside through 1. Will Blaney return the favor? He was able to do it once. We also have Fitzsimmons in this mix. And now Justin Clapper up into the top 5. I'm going to bring up the driver of the number 63 here just before we double back up. Justin Clapper, do you got a copy?
You guys got me?
I got you this time. All right, Justin. It's been a rough day for a lot of guys. You started in 16th. It's a difficult place to pass at, but now, closing laps, top 5, top 3 on the horizon.
Yeah, I mean, right now, just kind of getting to the finish, just kind of been the goal all night, and just kind of gotten where we're at based on luck, and had a strategy move earlier in the race of pitting before the stage. It kind of worked to our advantage and ended up in a wreck anyway, so we're kind of back up here where I want to be. I don't know how it's going to shake out here. It's crazy. We're lap 77, and I'll be honest with you, I really don't know what my car is going to do. So we'll find out here shortly.
We've had about 10 laps, I'd say, at speed on these tires, and so a couple heat cycles. I say stick it to the outside. Just pray it doesn't get loose.
Yeah, that's pretty much the plan here. The tire wear doesn't seem to be as much of a fall off as I thought it would be tonight. So a lot of these guys are hanging on to that final set, and I think we're too close to the end here to come down. So we kind of got what we got here. So we'll see what happens.
Mid-Pack Motorsports driver Justin Clapper. Anybody want to shout out real quick before we restart this one?
Makes sense. I'll give a shout out to Mania Club and Champions of Hope Foundation, and Quentin for bugging the crap out of me in DMs to get back. So it's good to be back with you guys.
There he is, Justin Clapper, as we get set to restart here. It's going to be almost a natural green-white checkered. No overtime just yet. We have 2 attempts at overtime if we need them. In this 2.5-mile oval, it comes down to just 3 laps. Here we go with Alan Dobbs on the top position. Back underway at Pocono with the 22 to the outside. He executed the restart perfectly. Into turn 1, leaning on each other. Really leaning on each other. Laney's going to slot in behind him, but that dirty air is going to kill his run. 54 off the corner. Tag with the wall in the background. Justin Clapper to the top 3. He gets around Fitzsimmons. Side by side again for the lead. Ascend to the inside. Blaney executes it again. Fitzsimmons looking left. Clapper to the high line in 3. He's going to try to pinch down and hold on to this spot. Fitzsimmons able to drive off just enough. It's a close one. No lifting. Contact with the 88 and the 63. It's back to 5th. Here comes Austin Thomas. My, oh my. 63 lost 3 spots right there. Probably not happy with Fitzsimmons down that straightaway. And Dobbs in the dirty air. Tight off of 1. Can't get back to Blaney. Fitzsimmons. 2 laps to go. Can the 88 catch the 22? They have about 3 miles left around this racetrack. He's going to get a big run into turn 3. White flag one more time around from Pocono. Actually 10 to go. I don't even know where my counter is right now. Excellent execution here on V-Speed tonight with my lap ticker. Contact with the wall. We actually have 11 laps left here tonight. Got a little ahead of myself. This is not what you wanted to see for some of these drivers. For some reason, I thought I had 90 up on the board. We still got plenty of racing left to be done. Fitzsimmons falls back to 3rd. Austin Thomas trying to break the draft. It's Ryan Philbrick. Davis Greenwell up to 6th now. And Clapper back to 10th. Let's take it back on the replay here so you can see what happened between Clapper and Fitzsimmons. Is coming off of turn 3. And just a little bit of a loose movement. I think maybe a little contact there with the 88. This is on board with Clapper again. And that puts him back here in 11th with a little bit of right side damage on this car. There's Jason Blaney. Half a second ahead after contact with the wall. The 54 has faded back a little bit. Might be trying to size up a run here for the final 5 laps. Will he be able to do that? Trying to save the tires. Watching Alan Dobbs, their points leader. Ryan Blaney looking for his first win of the season. And it would come in good fashion. With the win and you're in format, he could lock himself into Texas and just put it on cruise control. When we go to Watkins Glen, he'll be locked into the round of 8. Last time by, a 10th faster than the 54. Fastest car on the racetrack in that clean air. Fitzsimmons not backing down from Alan Dobbs. This time around, it looks like they were a little bit faster than Blaney. That interval came back down a little bit. Let's see how it goes out of turn 3. They match the times of the 22 in that clean air. They will this time by. Now approaching that 5 to go mark. Car in the wall. That's Fitzsimmons. Philbrick could gain. Austin Thomas in 5th. Greenwell looking to the outside for the top 5. Through turn 2, Greenwell got to the outside, was not able to complete the pass. He's going to look left, try to keep some clean air on the nose. 35 is going to touch the rumble strips a little bit. You're watching the top 5 drive away. 4 out of the top 5 are in another time zone here. It's amongst these 3 for the race win. Dobbs another 10th shaved off. Catching up. And Alan Dobbs might have just left a little bit of a cushion there. Jason Blaney maybe overdriving the car a little bit to get away from the 54. And also leaving that little cushion in front of you, keeping air on the nose, helping you save your stuff. But this time by, Blaney pulls back away. Ever so slightly, the 22 able to get away from Dobbs, and he has 5 laps left to go. .5 miles. In the Pocono Mountains. The tricky triangle. For Halloween week at QSR. Blaney winless this season. Could lock himself in. For Watkins Glen. Alan Dobbs still going to be your points leader. With the next round reset, he would want a win. Trying to break that momentum. 22. Moving back and forth. Trying to keep that draft off. Dobbs did a great job that time by. Picked up another 10th. A little tight coming out of turn 2, riding on board with the 54. The Redline Racing Network Toyota Camry has been stuck at around 7/10 behind the 22. That time by, Blaney takes some of it back. Managing the margin. 3 to go. Fitzsimmons falls back half a second. Philbrick starting to reel in the 88 car. Based off of the speed last time by, the 06 most likely not going to catch the 88 in time for a podium. But what a solid day it's been for Ryan Philbrick. He started in 11th. Was involved in a caution there in the midway of this race. Has kept the car clean for the most part. And in a race of attrition, that can gain you a lot. Which you're seeing right here. 2 laps left with Blaney. Greenwell back here in 6th position. Ruck Regal on the back bumper. Austin Thomas dives it to the inside. On board with Greenwell as we had 2 to go. Some tight battles from 6th back to 8th. 5th back to 8th. Contact! The 33 of Christian Ruck Regal is sideways with 2 laps to go. The caution is out and we're going to overtime. Christian Ruck Regal trying to go around the 20, pushed up the track a little bit, got him loose, had to lift, and the 10 not prepared for it. Overtime attempt number 1 coming up here. And it looked like Jason Blaney might just run away with this thing. But now he has to contend with the 54 on another restart. Another opportunity for Alan Dobbs to get to the outside into turn 1. We've seen it time and time again. If you can stay to the outside of somebody and change their line into 1, it sets you up really well for turn 2. And it's went back and forth on each one of these restarts between Dobbs and Blaney both. But don't count out Fitzsimmons. This brings Ryan Philbrick into the picture. And some of these guys have an extra tire set. So I think you might see everybody outside the top 5 come in for that final set if they've got them. .54 Dobbs is going to do that. Not very many cars actually came down, but the 54 of Alan Dobbs will. And this might not be a good call. We needed more of these guys to do that. And a lot of cars just stayed out. Justin Clapper came in. Wunsch, Di Pasquale, a lot of cars with damage. Dobbs is going to end up falling back to 13th here. Down and away for the 54. Is this the right call for these final 2 laps of this race? That is a tall order. Jason Blaney going to have a new driver to the outside for this next restart. He's not familiar with what Fitzsimmons will go and what time he'll start in the box, this restart box. We're doubled back up. Some fresh tires in the back of this field. Still 14 cars on the racetrack out of 21 that began here today. Lights go out on the pace car, and it's overtime number 1. Blaney, Fitzsimmons, Philbrick, Thomas, and Greenwell on the top 5. This restart going to be crucial for the 22. It's led 20 laps here today. Wants to lead the last one. This last restart is going to be intense. Overtime attempt number 1. We're going to take 2 to go at the stripe. It was almost official just a moment ago. But Blaney has to hold on for 5 more miles. Green flag back underway at Pocono. He gets an excellent jump on the 88. He'll be clear going into 1. It could be all over. Philbrick to the inside into turn 1 for second. Here comes Austin Thomas for the 3rd position. He's been quiet outside the top 3 all day. He's going to tag the wall. Can't get around Philbrick. Jesse Gordon back to 5th. He's had to repair that car twice here tonight. Two-tenths of a second. Blaney has the top spot. Davis Greenwell going to peek inside for the top 5 coming out of turn 3. A little bit of contact. The 10 car holds his line. Snaking, weaving, white flag in the air. One more time around. Blaney has the lead. Fitzsimmons, less than 2/10. That time by, he was a little bit faster than the 22, taking out wide into turn 1. Car pushes up the racetrack. Philbrick into the wall. He's going to give up 3rd. Meatball flag for the 06. In trouble in the back. Austin Thomas is involved. Tag with the wall for Jason Blaney. This could be one more chance for the 88. The pressure is on, but it's not enough. Jason Blaney, for the first time this season, is going to get the win at Pocono. And Davis Greenwell gets a top 3 out of all of that. Problems in the back of this field. Austin Thomas destroyed. Philbrick hit the wall coming off of turn 1. There's the hit with the wall, and a lot of cars followed suit. And then Austin Thomas turned across the nose of the 10. And Jesse Gordon ends up getting it in the aftermath as well. With the one of Di Pasquale. So much happening here. There's the contact with the 10. He has a broken right front. He can't hold on to it. The 33 runs into the back of him. And Clapper ends up gaining some spots out of that. But it's Jason Blaney who holds on to the lead and is victorious here tonight from Pocono. Post-race interviews with your top 3. Finley Fitzsimmons and Davis Greenwell. Post-race coverage and those final race results live on V-Speed. Just a moment's time, you are watching the QSR Next Gen Cup Series. We'll be back with more.
JS Racing. We're in the game.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to our live coverage here for QSR Next Gen Cup Series action. The 92 laps go into overtime. 94 is what it took to find our winner. It was the first-time winner this season. Stage 1 winner Jesse Gordon having problems at the end of this one. He led 27 of the first laps here tonight. 8 cautions and 8 lead changes, all correlating with those cautions, and it's Jason Blaney who finds his way to victory lane. Finley Fitzsimmons, your pole sitter, going to bring it home in second. Davis Greenwell, another podium finish for the 20 car. What he needed to do today is he was a little far out of the top 8. Tristan Pena with a top 5 finish. He's going to end up finishing ahead of the 10 of Jesse Gordon, and this might flip the roles. We talked about that stage win, getting the 10 up into the top 8. Ultimately, Pena better in the points at the end of this one. Tony Burlington will finish in 5th. Nathan Line with a top 10. Galen Wunsch with all the things that went on for him today. I'm sure he's happy with a 7th place finish. A questionable call here for Alan Dobbs. He came down pit road and gave up the top 3. He's going to finish in 8th. It's Justin Clapper back to 9th. And Johnny DiPasquale rounding out your top 10. 11th spot goes to Austin Thomas. A lot of these cars involved in an incident on that white flag with Jesse Gordon, Christian Ruck-Regal. Ryan Philbrick hit the wall coming out of turn 1 that triggered that domino effect. Then these cars off the racetrack to finish this one out. Nicholas Caldwell behind the wall. He had a money shift here by John Walker in the 84. Ethan Wisnowski, an early exit. Quentin Stewart in the Stark Industries machine, 18th here tonight. Wyatt Walker, Al Likens, early exit. And you go back to 21st position with Dylan Picklesheimer speeding on pit road. He was done about lap 10. So now it's time to bring up your top 3 waiting in the broadcast booth room. Man, Jason, I don't know how many times this season I've wanted to pull you up mid-race, but it's probably for the best that I didn't do it tonight, because the curse of the commentator, you guys went back and forth. You had every restart a lead change. You were able to time it, and then the 54 of Dobbs was able to time it. But then he came down pit road, and that alleviated all of it. This final restart put you in a great situation. You took off and never looked back.
Yeah, man, I'm not going to lie. I kind of was with 2 to go and an extra set over the wall, and I'm not going to lie. I was about to go down with Dobbs, but I look back in my past league racing experience, situations, and noticed that good new tires are good for long runs, but you got too much draft and too many cars to pass on a short stint. So
that's the other factor here tonight. Passing, once you got out to that clean air, it was so easy to aero block a guy, take those lanes away, especially in the flat parts of the racetrack.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I felt it all race, so I knew that, like, if you're following someone in the lane like it is on every track, like, you understeer really bad. So once I was up there, I kind of tried to adjust the lane, or on exit, try and get into their lane and lift up their, get their front end a little loose. And I mean, it's the nature of the game. I wish it was a little bit different with these cars, but I saw a lot of the cars behind me in competition hit the outside walls just when I crossed over them. So as much as I didn't want to use it to advantage. I mean, you got to use what you have with these race cars. But as far as once you go into clean air, I mean, the car felt way different. I mean, my tire wear was way better. I was able to manage turn 3 way better. And I think the only thing you're really worrying about is just draft down the straightaways. But if you can manage that, just with natural more speed, whoever's following you, if they don't get off the gas early enough, they're going to overdrive it. So um, it wasn't easy though. Top five was extremely fast, and we were under a blanket the whole race. So
Yeah, and on that final 2 or 3 restarts, it was 4 of you drivers that had traded the lead 7 or 8 times, had all led laps at some point in this race, and you were all lining up 1, 2, 3, 4. But ultimately, you lead the last lap. 23 laps led here today. Your first victory of the season, and it comes in great timing because it's on to the round of 8. You did it. You can relax at Texas and look forward to Watkins Glen.
yeah, for sure. I mean, it's nice. I mean, I feel like I've been under pressure. I've had a really bad start of the year, and I feel like progressively I've just found the speed and learned the car a little bit more. So I feel like this is the first time really, other than the few races that I've missed, that I really feel like I can just show up and have fun and race to help my teammate and see what I can do on that side. But I mean, from the moment of maybe race 5 of the season till now, I mean, it's just been counting points, and every stage point matters, and good qualifying. So it feels nice to just be able to kind of relax and go into the next round knowing that I'm refreshed and ready to go.
Congratulations again. You're adding yourself to the history books. Another victory. Pocono, kind to Jason Blaney. Anybody you got that comes to mind?
Hey man, I'd say the Pocono is my home track, so it's nice to be able to finally get a win. But Johnny, with the back-to-back fueled up wins in the playoffs, we've figured out how to perform late, which is good. So big shout out to him. I know he had a rough race with damage repair and stuff. He popped out of the top 10. Nate's showing up every day out of work. Just being able to run laps with us and give us some insights, great. My sponsor on the car today for this Halloween race, Admin Box. They've been a huge sponsor to us over the years. You can use code FueledBox, get some discounts on them. They're all about sim racers and all about iRacing. So if you want to support a company that revolves around us racers, give them a shout out. Admin Box, New HD Media, Clark Heating and Cooling, Swift Home Buyers, Action Sports Canopies, and obviously you in the booth, and Quentin for running a good league.
We'll see you next week at Texas. You can relax. It's on to Watkins Glen, round of 8.
Thank you, Bradley. I appreciate it.
There you have it. Race winner, 23 laps led, and an excellent execution in overtime to bring this one home. We talked to him a moment ago. It was your pole sitter in the 88, Finley Fitzsimmons. You had a couple chances there, but it seemed like, again, dirty air. It just kept getting everybody here tonight. But you're going to bring it home back on the podium, and an excellent recovery there from where the race started to where you end up.
Yeah, we're very happy with the second place. It was kind of right place, right time, really, with because people are always going to go deep in this league, especially on the restarts. Everyone's just pushing so hard. Like, you have to push with them, or you're just going to get swallowed up. So, yeah, we're happy with the second place. Not proud of how I raced, to be honest. It got can't speak today. Got scrappy with a few drivers there, so I feel bad to some of the drivers that lost out because of that. But I feel like everyone got the wrong end of the stick tonight, and yeah, I'm sorry I have to be that to some people.
Well, Finley, I know that at certain points in this race with the guys pushing and getting aerotight, and I know there was contact with you and Clapper there snaking down that front straightaway, but it's one of those catch-22. You're trying to break the draft, or you're trying to keep pace with the guy in front of you, and sometimes you make a lane change just reacting to the guy directly in your vision and not really concerned with or not so much concerned, but maybe just not aware of the situation unfolding around you or behind you.
Yeah, so he had a bit of a run coming out of 4, and I followed the draft with Dobbs in front. I didn't realize he was so close behind me. So when I realized he was there, I quickly straightened up, but kind of we were still coming together, like our momentum was coming together. There's nothing really I could have done. So now, of course, that's 100% on me. He had all of his right to be there. I'll be just as annoyed as he was. So, it happens. It's racing, but man, you hate to be that guy.
Again, though, congratulations on another podium here. I think you have a lot of potential here next season if you come back and fighting for these championships in this playoff format. Anybody you want to shout out real quick while we have you up here?
Yeah, thank you again to Austin, Taiwan Tsunamis. Again, thank you, of course, to you, Bradley, in the broadcast booth for putting on a great show as always. And Quinton and all the admins as well for putting on a great league. Yeah, and thank you to everyone at the front. It was clean on the most part. It was a fun race, but yeah, definitely some things to work on.
Finley Fitzsimmons, second place. We'll see you at Texas.
Thank you, man.
And finally, that brings us to our third place finisher, Davis Greenwell in the number 20. Man, the start of this race compared to where it ended up, I think a little combination of sticking it out, trying to adapt, overcome, and attrition just all worked out for you in the end.
Yeah, absolute nightmare start there coming off 3. I'm not going to lie. Absolute nightmare.
We go back to the start of this race where we stayed green all the way through to stage 1, and then you have a little bit of damage that you picked up, and you're trying to nurse this car back to health. The cautions, breeding cautions. What was your situation there for those final restarts, and how did you navigate all that traffic to get this third place finish?
So I had about 6 minutes of damage at the stage, so I got that down to about 4 and some change. And then from there I had a good enough car where it would just drive in a line. Got it whittled down to the cautions, and then about lap 70, I think it was, that's when I got a clean car, and I was like, all right, I'm going to take my last set of tires here and just hope it goes green or we get a couple yellows, just try and nurse the tires just to get it home, but have good tires at the end. And I think I did that, and took the white. Had a lucky incident that I dodged at the end there, and picked up a few spots. I don't know, kind of fell into my lap there. I don't think I ran crazy well today, but hey, we'll take it.
We were going back looking at the numbers, and this should help you a little bit. I know coming into tonight outside of the top 8, you really would have liked to have gotten a win to just alleviate any doubts or anything going to Texas. But what's in store for us here with the 20 car when we get there?
I don't know. I think I got to get stage points, to be honest. That's what I've been lacking a lot with lately. I have some good race pace just by keeping it clean and knowing the limits of my talent, but I don't know. I think at Texas I'm going to have to push a little bit early and try and get some stage points because it seems they are becoming crucial for the playoffs.
Davis Greenwell, we appreciate you coming up into the broadcast booth. Another podium finish for you. I know you got a lot of people that back you up here, and I've seen them in the chat. I've seen them on the racetrack. Who do you want to shout out while we have you?
Yeah, I'd just like to shout out my main guys that wanted goons. You know who you are. Shout out OG Gear for tagging along with us. Check them out at oggear.com.au for all your gaming apparel needs. And shout out my parents as always. That's all I got for you.
Davis Greenwell, third place here at Pocono. We'll see you in 7 days at the Lone Star State. So there you have it. Tonight's coverage here on V-Speed. If you enjoyed tonight's action, you can go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It helps us out tremendously and helps get the drivers that you love and watch every single week up on the big screen. YouTube's algorithm likes to work that way. But that's going to do it here for Pocono. Coming up next week, it's on to Texas. The schedule dwindling down. 1 race left in the round of 12. And you can catch that here at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. on V-Speed. Flag-to-flag coverage all season long. Still live for a couple other things. Mystic going live right now. I believe Goat Locker had some racing going on in our newest league in the Dirt Series. No Limits Racing. Catch that with Alex Gagnon and Scott Shive. But this is another production of V-Speed at the Tricky Triangle. Special thanks to Dougie Beard for providing the cameras, our other owners, Adam Baker, Eddie Smith, and Morgan Cook. This Bradley Cooper saying so long. Stay tracking, everybody.